What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Corey, aka Mr. Manage. If you haven't been here, if you please do me a favor before we get started and hit that subscribe button, like button. I really appreciate it. Maybe not the like, right? Because you have to figure out if you like it, but the subscribe button, I really appreciate it. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. Today we're going to be installing an MBRP catback exhaust that I got from Fastech. I think it ran me, I don't know, 850 something bucks, close to $1,000. They have two. I think one's T304, stainless steel 304, and the other one's 4 something. I know the difference is the one that's more expensive, you can actually like polish and clean up easier versus the lower end one. They're both still stainless steel, hard, you know, corrosion resistant, but the other one you can't really polish like that. I went for the cheaper one because I don't really care about having my car be like show, you know, quality, like where people are like looking under it and it needs to be super detailed and whatnot. I live in Wisconsin, so the first owner already put enough, I don't know, weathering on the bottom, so I don't really care about it. So I got the cheaper one. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in the box. This isn't gonna be like a per, you know, T for T install. This is pretty much gonna be me showing you what the old exhaust looks like now that it's out, how I took it off, and then also the mess that the last person that fixed my exhaust left. And this is why I was getting a weird note, and I heard it had some leaks, is because they didn't weld on top. They literally welded on bottom and never took the exhaust out. And they charged me a lot for it, so it's actually pretty sad. But I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And then pretty much you're gonna see what the car sounds like with this on. I'm kind of scared it's gonna be too loud. I tried to go for something mild because I have the downpipes. So I didn't want it to, you know, I figured the downpipes would add some. So if this is too loud, I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna have to take it back off, put my stock exhaust back on, fix the welds first, and probably sell this one. But we'll see what happens. I definitely don't want too loud of a exhaust, but without delaying the video anymore, let me show you what this looks like. Also, link will be in the description, and it is 2.5 inches all the way through the back, I believe. If you don't know anything about your V6 Camaro, pretty sure it's 2.5 inches all the way up to the H pipe, which I no longer had, and then it was 2.25 back. So this would make it a 2.5 all the way back. All right, let's get started. All right, so this is the box it comes in. See, it says MBRP right there. Pretty big box, opens up. And I'm not gonna pull everything out because you're gonna see it out there, but this is what it looks like. You got all your bends and whatnot, which you're gonna have to figure out where they go. These are your main mufflers right here, which look pretty sick. Let's see if I can get one out. See, it says MBRP right there. I'm gonna put this back so it's easy to move outside. And then I believe this is all of your clamps. Inner diameter 4 inches. So these are gonna be your clamps that you're gonna clamp your exhaust together with. Oh no, I lied. These are your tips. And then your big tips that come with it. But then you should have clamps in the box somewhere to be able to connect these pipes together. I will take it outside and see if I can figure that out. But for the most part, this is what the box is gonna come in, and it's packed pretty well. So let's get outside. Okay guys, we do have this pre-assembled here, or not pre-assembled, but laid out for you. There goes an MBRP sticker. You have 6 clamps. One's gonna go there, 2 there, and then 2 up here. So obviously this comes with the X-pipe welded in. And just a quick note on the quality, it looks really good. It doesn't look like there's any issues with anything. There's any like mist or spots or holes. Also comes with directions. It says that the short section of this pipe should be that way. I don't know, they both look the same size to me. And again, it comes back. These, I've heard stories of people saying these don't exactly fit the hangers, so you might have to bend them. Well, hopefully we don't have to do that. There goes the actual mufflers, and then these nice big tips. So this is what it looks like. I will show you what the old one looked like. It'd be a little windy out here. So remember, the first thing I ever did was delete my mufflers. Okay, And then after I deleted my mufflers, I got my resonators deleted, I put in an X pipe. And then I put in my down pipes and it was too loud. So then I put in this resonated X pipe. I had a leak here, and this is what I was telling you. I had a company fix it. They charged me 180 something bucks to cut out part of my resonator and part of this and do a weld job. And look what they did. They didn't take the exhaust down and they left all this open. So then air was just getting, exhaust was just getting out all that. So that's what the old one looked like. We're gonna pull those clamps off. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. So all I did was use a 15 mil. And I remember when I got my down pipes, the gaskets changed. I had these installed these brand new clamps. Sorry again if it's windy. So you just loosen those. That's a 15 mil. Loosen those, and then you're gonna have your crossbar here. It's black. I have an aftermarket one right there with my spacers. These are 15 mils. You're gonna take that off, and then pretty much what I did was I shimmied those down, those sleeves down. And then I went to the back. I took the weight off, I pulled it off here, and then to make it easier, I just pulled off the whole rubber piece. You see how there's two of them, and then that exhaust actually hooks into one of them. I just pulled off the whole thing so that way I could pull it off when it's down. So I'll show you that real quick. So this guy has to come off. You see how it has two pieces? This goes on that bar, and then it's gonna hook in like that. So, I know I told you I wouldn't go word for word, but I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do now. The instructions say to take these two pipes and loosely assemble it to this X pipe with a 2.5, with the 2.5 inch clamps here, and to install that loosely. Also make sure that all your parts are here, guys, because when you like order them, me being that I order parts in winter and I wait till summer, usually if I have issues and I call them, they're like, hey, you ordered this months ago. So if you're doing this, make sure all your parts are here, and if they aren't, contact them right away. So right here it says loosely pre-assemble the front pipes to the X pipe with the 2.5 inch clamps. And then install the vehicle using the factory sleeve clamps, which is the ones I showed you that you slide down. The front pipe should be in an upward slope to the X pipe, approximately 10 degrees. Note the shortest end of the front pipes goes into the X pipe. It says refer to the image, but again, I can't really tell. If you look at that image, it looks like, again, like going from the engine. You can see, because these are the cats, so that's the front of the engine. It looks like the bigger part, it looks like this is right, because this little big part here is going to this, the other pipe. So we're gonna start with that. I'm gonna tighten this up to this, and then I'm gonna install these loosely. Also, an important note when doing this, I kind of just slid these all the way in, and I'll be able to adjust as I need to. That's why it says loosely when I put them in. Make sure that your bolts are facing the bottom, because if this is going towards the top or the bottom of the car and you're not really gonna see it, you want to make sure that those are at the bottom, so that way they're easily accessible. Now, if this thing said that it's supposed to be going up at a 10 degree angle, keep that in mind as well. Like, you see how this bends down? Like, you see how that goes down? Like, it kind of, here, if I do this, it kind of goes down. So you want to make sure that you have that right as well, because I'm pretty sure you want that to go down, because you're going to run into other stuff in the car. Also, if you notice, one of these are longer and one of these are shorter, and one of these seems to be longer and one of these seems to be shorter. So, because if I put these like side by side, it looks like it comes out a little further over there. So I believe that's the way that goes as well. All right, so here we are under the car. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I have these guys in, loosely fitted. I just started putting these in first, and after I got these, I slid this piece on, and then while I was in the middle, I just held it up with my hand till I can get at least 2 screws on that. That is nice because it helps you hold the system up if you're doing this by yourself, your tunnel brace. Also keep in mind, when I was saying, remember that bend right there? You see how it's like naturally curving up? If you would have flipped it the other way, the back pipes wouldn't have lined up, but this would be beveling down and it would most likely hit your tunnel brace. So you want it to kind of come up, because once the hangers and stuff are on, the whole system's up, it'll sit higher, and then that bend should be perfect so where it doesn't hit this. So this is how it looks so far. Again, everything's loosely fitted, and we'll finish the rest. Okay guys, next step is done, and that's to take the driver and passenger side pipes. Remember I told you one's gonna be longer than the other, and the X pipe, the end of the X pipe coming this way was shorter, so make sure you get that right, and if you don't, just finagle it. Those are loosely fitted, and I'm not gonna lie, as of now, these are kind of just sitting in place and the weight is still on that cross member, so I'm really hoping that these mufflers are what takes the weight off here. You see I took that rubber piece off, I put it back. I took that rubber piece off, put it back. So next step's probably gonna be getting the mufflers on and the tips. Okay guys, the next step's gonna be to install your mufflers. It's gonna be a little tricky to get them in there, but you definitely can do it. You're just gonna have to fold this back a little bit to like fit it in, but it's a tight fit, you can get it in. Once you get your mufflers in, you'll see that the MBRP is facing you. Obviously they're only gonna go on one way, so that's good to know. A little like safety net. And then you're gonna install your tips, and then you're gonna tighten them all the way down. Now if you look inside the tips, you'll be able to see those like slits in the pipe that makes it wider. Just make sure that that other pipe goes past it. So what you wanna do next is, after you tighten your tips down all the way, you wanna install a 1-inch, they say wood or rubber spacer in between the X pipe and the cross member, which is that guy. So essentially you wanna put like a 1-inch spacer to hold it up while everything's still loose. And then you wanna tighten everything down from the top to the back. So that means tighten these down first, then tighten those down, then you tighten those down, and then you tighten by the mufflers. And the reason that is because these, when they're loose, they swivel, right? So if they're down and you tighten them, that's gonna make that hit the cross member, and you don't want that. So what you do is, that's why I have a jack I'm using, just lightly I jacked it up, the whole system, so where you see there's a huge gap there. And then you tighten this down, so then that pipe's now like this, and then this pipe gets to adjust right here, and then you tighten them down. So that way, once we tighten down the line and we let this go, it's not gonna totally go, it's not gonna sag, because it's also having the support of the down pipe. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna finish tightening these down, and then we're gonna lower the car, and then we're gonna give it a start. And then if this ends up hitting this over time, I'll just install like a thicker spacer in there to drop that down a little bit. But I'll show you what it looks like from the back. As of now, this is what it looks like. Right. So you saw before, now you can see the mufflers. One thing to note too is that these tips don't come very far out, which I don't like, but I do think that those up there are really far in, so I'm gonna slide those back a little bit, and hopefully we'll get a little more on these tips. So I'll let you know when I'm done tightening. Okay guys, so it's a different day. I got the exhaust done. I did have some issues with the clamps. These are newer ones that they sent me, but I ended up buying them. These are called Walker clamps, by the way. They're 2.5 inches, and they're band clamps. Well, I guess the original ones that I had, these guys were messed up. This little spacer that you see in there was like not lining up, and they were impossible to tighten. So I called MBRP, and they sent me new ones, with 2-day shipping, but they're in Canada, so I had to clear customs and stuff. So, you know, that was gonna take a while, and I didn't know if I was gonna trust them, that they were gonna give me the same clamps. I talked to a lady named Kayla. She was really nice. She got them out. They ended up coming in 2 days, but with me being so skeptical, I bought some anyways from AutoZone that were essentially the same ones, and it cost me 40-something bucks, so now I just have an extra set. She also sent me a snap back, whatever you call them, MBRP hat, which is pretty nice. So I really appreciate them. So I will show you what the exhaust came out like, and as well as some videos of what it sounds like. I might not be able to get you videos of it driving, but I will get you a video of what the idle sounds like. That's just, you can see the MBRP a little bit there. That's what the tips look like. And just, you know, from experience already with driving it, I will say it is a little more raspy. You know, back to like what my third setup was on my exhaust video. But I do like it because when you get to the higher RPMs, I mean, man, it really sounds good. Anyone that's seen it has said they love it. So I've tightened these clamps all the way down, and they look good. They clear the tunnel brace there. You can see the clamps down there that are on. And it just looks good overall. So just wanted to come to you guys with the video. I know that all my videos lately have been, there goes the mufflers. They say MBRP on them. I know you can't see it in here, but it does look pretty good too. So I know my videos have been all patchy and stuff like that, but I've had a lot of stuff going on with the car. Not like anything wrong with it, but in general, just me doing modifications and stuff like that to it. It's pretty nice. So you see what the car looks like with the seats and stuff like that. It looks good. I mean, I've come a long way with the car, so it's insane to think about it, but I'm pretty much done with it. Nothing else that's really worth doing, in my opinion, and with the way the market is. You know, in order for me to get to my next build, unfortunately, the car might have to go. And that's just the way life is, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna stop my channel. I can still do videos on like my 5 most, you know, valuable mods or favorite mods, and the 5 ones I hated the most. And I still have knowledge, you guys. I'm still a bank of knowledge here, and I'm still here for you guys. If you guys have any questions, I'm still here. Don't think I'm not here. Yeah, I'm gonna try and post, but in order for the channel to continue, I have to build something. I gotta keep moving. And in general, just for me, like, this has limited me. So it's either I get really expensive and swap it, engine swap it, or I just take a loss on the money I put into it, sell it, you know, get a different daily maybe, and then save up money to buy another car. So that might be coming. It's not for sure, but it might be getting sold. So anyways, stay tuned for that and the radio video, and then other videos. If it does get sold, other videos I'll post. But as usual, just a guy living life. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you for the love and support, and people that continue to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And get this exhaust, man, with the American American Headers Racing downpipes. Sounds good. A little bit raspy, but I think for the most part people like it. Sorry the camera keeps getting turned there. But anyways, again, as usual, just a guy living life, and I will see you guys for the next video. Bye.
Spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes away.